So the COVID crisis is highlighting healthcare disparities in communities of color in particular. Some existed long before coronavirus, especially when it comes to childbirth. Nationally, though, Black women are twice as likely as white women to die during childbirth and 3 times more likely to die than Hispanic women. In New York City, the numbers are even more alarming, especially in the midst of this pandemic. Black women are nearly 8 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes than white women. Hispanic women also face higher risk of life-threatening complications during childbirth, which brings us to the case of Amber Rose Isaac. Here to give us some insight is midwife Nubia Earth Martin. Thank you so much for being here with us. First of all, talk to us about this young mother in the Bronx, Amber Rose, who actually reached out to you about her situation. Can you share a little bit about that conversation that she had with you when you spoke?
Yeah, so just to be clear, I'm a community birth worker. I hold a master's degree in midwifery. And about 3 weeks before Amber met her demise, she reached out to find out about alternatives to where she could give birth. She was specifically looking into out of hospital birth settings, home birth, because she expressed that she was fearful about the care she was receiving from her current providers. And she had not been seen by her current providers since February at that point.
Okay, so what eventually happened so that we understand her story?
Right. As I understand that, I've been in contact with her partner, Bruce McIntyre. And ultimately, because of the pandemic, she was not given in-person visits from February all the way into April. When she contacted us at the beginning of April, she was already having heightened concerns about the outcome for her pregnancy. When she was eventually seen in person, her platelet levels were extremely low and an immediate induction and C-section ensued.
My goodness. Okay, so in your opinion, and looking back, it's just an awful situation. What could have been done to improve her chances of survival? Because when you hear about a mother, they're already dealing with so much, but then to see one die is just horrific.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, I understand that during the pandemic, social distancing and telehealth visits are being offered. But if a mother is stating her concerns and says that she needs in-person care, blood work can't be done virtually. It can't be done via telehealth. And when she reached out, she was at a point of desperation in terms of what she felt intuitively was wrong in her pregnancy. So I feel that the providers who were looking after her should have listened to her concerns and brought her in. Months shouldn't pass between care during your pregnancy.
So what needs to be done for moms out there who see this story and get concerned, obviously, right? What should they be doing if they have particular issues that need to be addressed? How do they get those needs met?
Yeah, I think the first thing is we need to listen to Black women. We don't listen to Black women. We've seen this repeatedly. We've known even before the pandemic that we're dying 3 to 4 times more than our white counterparts. And the pandemic is just amplifying this. So you need to seek out providers who are going to first and foremost listen to you. And if they're not listening to you, you need to seek out providers who are going to provide quality care. The issue is not access to prenatal care, it's access to quality prenatal care for Black women and women of color.
Yeah, and there are also a lot of myths out there when it comes to the coronavirus and pregnancy. So what's the most important thing that women, mothers, especially women of color, need to know?
I've heard so many fear factor inducing things in the last couple of weeks. One mother was told if she tested positive, she was going to have an automatic C-section. Babies are being separated for long amounts of time. So there are many things that people need to fact check. And if their provider is telling them something that doesn't seem right, they can seek a second and third opinion. I encourage that.
What about home births? Because you were talking about Amber and how she was looking at alternatives. Some people will tell you that, that can create an increased risk for mortality if you do it outside of the hospital. So what is your advice on that as people look to alternatives? Because they're frankly scared at some point to go to the hospital because we've been told, there is coronavirus. They are treating that, and mothers do fear maybe contracting that while in the hospital.
Yes. So in terms of home birth, for a low-risk pregnancy, home birth is the absolutely safe option. In the case of Amber Isaac, who developed a complication, home birth would not have been a viable option for her at that point. But I just want to reiterate that for those who are experiencing low-risk pregnancy, home birth, birthing center, these are viable options and sometimes a safer option for options to where to give birth. Yeah.
All right, Nubia, thank you so much for your time and telling Amber's story and sharing it so that other mothers out there not only can see it as a warning sign, but also possibly get help that they need. We do appreciate your time.
Yes, and I just wanted to add that in addition, because I've been in contact with Bruce McIntyre, who was Amber's partner, my organization, which is a nonprofit, Birth from the Earth, has dedicated our Access to Home Birth Award in Amber Isaac's name. So that we're able to provide funds for those who may want to have a home birth, are low risk, safe candidates, but finances are a barrier to them getting that care.
That's fantastic. Thank you for what you're doing. We appreciate it.